What's up, y'all? I'm Black Talent Sport. Happy holidays to you all. No matter what you celebrate or if you don't celebrate anything, this is the Christmas season. So I just want to say happy holidays to you all. But today's video, we're going to be making this video for all you guys that I see that just purchased an Explorer, and females, whether it just be for your wife or if it's your own. But you want to, you want to increase your power just a little bit. You don't want to go too far. So I decided to make a stage 1 video. What part should you buy for like a stage 1 first modifications build on your Explorer? Now first, I want to remind you guys, if you please remember to smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I come out with these videos. I greatly appreciate it. And this particular video, it's like I said, it's a stage 1. So, but I also came out with the Explorer Power Series. This stage 1 is going to come just before the upgrades in the Power Series. You got to start somewhere. So stage 1 is where you should start. So this was the video here that I'm going to make for that. All right, so you just purchased an Explorer, right? And you just want to make some upgrades. What I would suggest is about maybe 5 or 6 things that you should get just to kind of make it feel better, sound good, increase its performance just a little bit. Stage 1 stuff. The first thing that I recommend that you do is, especially if you have the turbo, because this can go for the non-turbo 3.5 liter or 3.7s as well. Get yourself an intake. I like K&N and also Eco Power Parts. I really like that intake as well. But yeah, you can start off with any intake you want. Just pick the design that you like. I like K&N. Right? Then you want to go and do the VTA mod if you're the turbo. If you have an EcoBoost, do the VTA mod. It's very cheap, very inexpensive, and very easy. Doesn't really affect anything. It's just more of to let everybody know you got a turbo. All right? Now, the next thing that I would suggest that you do is get yourself a cat back exhaust. Okay, these EcoBoost Explorers, sound quality is not the best, but the best sounding EcoBoost motor is the ones that only have a cat back. Okay, trust me on that one. Okay, get yourself a cat back to get a nice little rumble. I like the boiler, but there's several different options out there. All right, so after you've gotten your intake, you've gotten your cat back, and you did the VTA mod, I would also suggest that you get a catch can. Not to prevent carbon deposit buildups, but to capture or make sure that whatever the PCV system is about to recirculate, you don't want that to be recirculated because it is oil. It's a whole bunch of stuff, but the oil qualities of it is what I suggest you don't allow to be recirculated into your intake track. All right, get yourself a nice catch can. All right, and then you also want to tie in, after you've done all of that, I would strongly suggest that you get a tune. You don't have to get a full-blown power pack tune from Gearhead, but at least get yourself a tune. The reason why I say that, because once you've updated, or once you've changed the intake, once you've changed the exhaust, that changes a lot in terms of your shift points. The ECU is you're going to be sucking in a lot more air, and the air is going to be escaping faster, a little bit faster. So the computer is not going to be able to compensate for that properly. You don't want to lean out your motor. You don't want to be running too rich. Trust me on that. So you want to get a tune. And also, what's going to change if you change the intake and the exhaust are your shift points. Your transmission shift points that it came programmed with are going to be very different now. What you're going to find without the tune with these mods is that the transmission is going to be constantly searching to find which gear it should be in, because it's reading, so you're getting in so much more air. Trust me on that. All right, you want to correct that problem. You don't want it to wear out your clutches. and you'll notice the difference. You'll notice a big difference in how it shifts. I recommend the gearhead tune. I think the gearhead tune right now is probably the best tune to have for the Explorers. And I'm talking about just a regular bass tune. You don't necessarily have to go the route of their power pack, which changes the spark plugs, the thermostat, and the map sensor. That I'll leave that for like a stage 2 or maybe even 3, depending upon how far you'd like to go with this Explorer. One other thing that I suggest you get as far as the stage 1 is the rear sway bar. I suggest you get the Steeda rear sway bar. All right, that is an excellent addition to how these Explorers handle. Preferably talking about the sports and the platinums, because I believe, well, mainly the sport. The sport stock suspension is very capable. Trust me, it is. In comparison to the lesser trims, unfortunately, like the limited and so forth, the sport suspension is way better as far as I'm concerned. I notice a drastic difference. So if you want to increase the handling just a little bit more, give you a little more confidence, a little more, firmness, be a little more planted when you're driving, you definitely are going to want to get that Steeda rear sway bar. Trust me now, you will be very happy with making that decision. So that's basically it. You got the intake, the catback, VTA mod, catch can, Steeda rear sway bar, and to cap it all together, get yourself a tune. All right, you trust me, you want to get a tune if you change that intake and that exhaust. There's one other point that I would like to make in terms of selecting which mods or which parts you put on your Explorer. You'll have to keep in mind future mods, because a lot of the parts that are available for the Explorer, they kind of interact with each other well if you plan out which mods you're going to get. For instance, I would suggest you plan out which catback you get. Reason being, because if you're only going to do a stage 1, then something like the boiler will be a great option. But if you plan on doing anything more with the exhaust, you want to think about which catback you're going to get that will support your next plan. The reason being is because with the boiler exhaust, it still utilizes that third cat. The exhaust gets cut after that third cat. So in the future, if you ever wanted to eliminate that third cat, you might have to get a custom straight pipe, X pipe, or whatever it is you'd like to do in the middle to eliminate that third cat, like I had to. So that's if you're planning on getting the boiler. Now, another system, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Lebanor's catback eliminates that third cat, and there's like an X pipe already included in it or something. So you'd have to make sure that the catback exhaust that you're getting either has provision for eliminating that third cat, or if you just don't even plan on ever eliminating that third cat, then you can get an exhaust that cuts off the exhaust pipe right after that third cat. All right, so keep that in mind. Not even just with this exhaust, but there's several things. Like if you're planning on getting a catch can and you have an intake, just know that you're going to have to cut a hole in your intake to accommodate the wide open throttle line. So do your research. Carefully plan out what you plan on putting on your exhaust for future mods and current mods. All right, just want you to keep that in mind. All right, so that's gonna wrap up this particular stage 1 video. I am going to do a stage 2, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. All right, so please remember to have a blessed day and peace out.